The talking tree. In a quiet village surrounded by rolling green hills, there stood an ancient tree unlike any other. Its trunk was wide and strong, its branches stretched high into the sky, and its leaves shimmered in shades of emerald and gold whenever the sun touched them. The villagers called it the Old Banyan, but no one knew its true secret: this tree could talk. For years, the tree had remained silent, observing the world around it. It watched children play beneath its shade, farmers rest after long days in the fields, and birds build their nests among its branches. It listened to laughter, whispers, and sometimes even tears. But it never spoke, for it was waiting for the right person. One warm afternoon, a curious boy named Ion wandered into the field where the old banyan stood. Ion was known in the village for asking endless questions. He questioned everything: the sky, the wind, the stars, and even why people behaved the way they did. That day, he approached the tree slowly and sat beneath it. "I wish trees could talk," Ion said aloud, tossing a small pebble into the grass. "I have so many questions." To his surprise, a gentle, deep voice replied, "And I have many answers." Ion froze. His eyes widened as he looked around. "Who said that?" "I did," the voice said again. "Right above you." Ion looked up at the massive tree, his heart pounding. You can talk." "Yes," said the tree calmly. "But I only speak to those who truly listen." At first, Ion thought he might be dreaming. But as the leaves rustled softly and the branches swayed, he felt something magical and real. "Why me?" Ion asked. "Because you are curious," the tree replied. "And curiosity is the root of wisdom." From that day on, Ion visited the tree every afternoon. He asked questions about everything: life, nature, happiness, and even sadness. "Why do people fight?" Ion once asked. The tree paused, its leaves trembling slightly. "Because they forget they are connected, like branches of the same tree. When one branch harms another, the whole tree suffers." Another day, Ion asked, "What is the most important thing in life?" The tree answered, "Balance. Just as I need sunlight and rain, humans need both joy and hardship to grow." As weeks passed, Ion began to change. He became more patient, kinder to others, and thoughtful in his actions. The villagers noticed it too. "What has gotten into that boy?" one farmer said. "He used to be so restless." "He seems wiser now," another replied. But Ion kept the tree's secret to himself. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Ion arrived looking troubled. "What's wrong?" the tree asked gently. "My father wants me to stop dreaming and start working in the fields full-time," Ion said sadly. "He says dreams don't feed families." The tree was silent for a moment before speaking. "Your father is not wrong, but neither are your dreams." "What do you mean?" Ion asked. "Roots keep me grounded, but my branches reach for the sky," the tree explained. "You must learn to do both. Honor your responsibilities and still chase your dreams." Ion thought deeply about this. "But how?" "Start small," the tree said. "Help your father, but never stop asking questions. Never stop learning. Dreams grow slowly, like trees." Encouraged, Ion followed the tree's advice. He worked in the fields during the day and spent evenings reading, thinking, and visiting the tree. Over time, he learned new farming methods, improved his family's crops, and even taught others in the village. Years passed, and Ion grew into a young man known for his wisdom and kindness. The village prospered, and people often came to him for advice. One day, a group of villagers gathered near the old banyan. "We should cut this tree," one man said. "It takes up too much space. We can use the wood." Ion's heart sank as he heard this. He rushed to the tree that evening. "They want to cut you down," he said urgently. The tree's voice remained calm. "Everything has its time, Ion." "No," Ion protested. "You've helped me so much. I won't let them destroy you." The tree sighed softly, its leaves whispering in the wind. "Then speak to them. Share what you have learned." The next day, Ion stood before the villagers. "This tree is not just wood," he said. "It has given us shade, peace, and life. It has stood here longer than any of us. If we destroy it, we lose something we cannot replace." The villagers listened. Some nodded, remembering the comfort the tree had provided over the years. "But we need the land," one man argued. Ion thought for a moment, then replied, "We can find another way." Let's work together to improve the land we already have instead of destroying something valuable. After much discussion, the villagers agreed to spare the tree. That evening, Ion returned to the old banyan. "You saved me," the tree said softly. "No," Ion replied with a smile. "You saved me first." The tree's leaves shimmered in the fading light. "You have grown well, Ion. You no longer need me." Ion felt a sudden sadness. "Will you stop talking to me?" "Yes," the tree said gently. "Because now, you have your own voice. And it is strong." From that day on, the tree never spoke again. But Ion didn't feel alone. He carried its wisdom within him. Years later, children played under the same tree, just as Ion once had. And sometimes, if the wind blew just right, it almost sounded like a soft, wise voice whispering through the leaves. And somewhere deep within, the spirit of the talking tree lived on, not in words, but in the hearts of those who truly listened.